All right. All right. We are live, guys. We are live. Big things happening today. It is the it is our duty. It is our duty to vote. And the people have spoken. A lot of things have happened. And one of the things that everyone is talking about is how the House have flipped. Congratulations, GOP. Congratulations, GOP. It was a hard fought victory. It was a lot of the talking heads said that the House would be somewhere around 20 plus seat majority. You have that cush so that if someone on your right flank of the GOP party, the super conservatives, if they was to give you some pushback on a bill, you would have that governing majority. Well, you won. And again, congratulations. But let's talk about that governing majority. I want to play you some clips. I want to play you some clips of what Kevin McCarthy said that, 4 months ago, a couple of months back, where he said, this is our agenda. The Republicans are going to win. We're going to win big. And this is the big stuff that we're going to govern under. Now, that didn't happen. That did not happen. They won by a couple of votes, and power to them, they did win. And the winners takes the spoils. That's the way we play it. Now we had a couple of election deniers, and there was 2 ballots, that was misplaced, and election fraud. Oh. But in most cases, the people who won and the people who lost did the right thing. The people who lost conceded. Shout out to Dr. Oz. You did the right thing, brother. You shouldn't have said that stuff that you said, but hey, you did the right thing. And the people who won, well, they won. Now, it's great to be gracious as a winner. But when you step up as a man and say, hey, I lost. Yeah, I'm not happy with the whole process, but I lost. Congratulations to the winner, no matter what party that is, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat. Congratulations, you're the better man today. You won. I'll catch you in another couple of years. That's how you do it in America. Not, that's sickening. So I don't want to, talk about it because we had a very good, fair, free election. Hey, I got my girl Randy. Randy. So I got to tell you guys a story. So it's about 10 o'clock on election eve, the midterm election. And I'm getting here. I'm starting to cook. The sauce was in the pot. Everything was heating up. And I see my girl Randy. Hey, David, let's hang. Do you know that she and I covered the elections return for what? Almost 4 hours together. She's my girl. I'm going to bring her up immediately, so that we can talk about. In fact, I'm going to do it right now. Hopefully she's camera ready. Randy, you camera ready? Here's your link. Here's the link for everyone, guys. I hope she'll get up there and come on in and we take a look at the show. But they won. Now, it was predicted that the House was going to lose. We was going to win the House and also win the Senate. Well, that didn't happen. In fact, we may grow the Senate. And I say we, I mean the Democrats. I'm not suggesting that I'm a member of any party. But it looks like with the runoff in Georgia, the strength of the candidates, that we may pick up a seat. We may actually pick up a seat. And when I mean we, the Democrats. Now, sorry about that, guys. I'm trying to avoid coughing here. I have a slight sore throat. But we may pick up a seat in the Senate. We lost by a few seats in the House. And I want to cover what then leaders said 2 months ago about their agenda. Because you gotta govern, guys. You have got to govern. You can't just say, oh, the other side is bad. Oh, this is bad and that is bad and inflation is bad and everything's bad. Everything's bad. And that's both parties. Everything is bad, but you don't say what you are for. You don't say what you're against. You can't govern by I'm against this. I'm against this. I'm against this. Because everyday people that's living paycheck to paycheck, or people that are, maybe have a little money to invest, maybe have that second home, maybe they're getting some passive income kind of going. That's what we do on this show. I'm David Carmena. I am a multi-million-dollar producer, avid investor, made my money in real estate. So I am keenly aware and want to be keenly aware on things that affect me. I don't care what party it is. I have to run my business no matter what party is in power. Now, luckily, we have, some people will say it's lucky. Some people say it's unlucky that we have a division of power here. We have the Republicans in charge of the House. We have the Democrats in charge of the Senate. And with the president, of course, is a Democrat. So, guys, we got to learn to play together. We have got to learn to govern together, because we do not need to have another couple of years where nothing's done. You can't run America on continuations bills. You can't run America on wait until the last possible second to pass something. If you was a businessman, would you run your business like that? You have a looming bill. You have a contract. You have this contract. And you know that in a month, 2 months, you have something that is due. You have to have a contractor in there. You got to get permitting there. You got to do some major part. Let's say you're putting down foundation. You're about to go vertical. You went in and you called the guy and say, hey, listen, I want you to come by and I want you to run some foundation for me. I'm building this multifamily home. Let's say it's a Romeo project. Romeo project is one of a project that is fairly large in Tampa. It's a $300 million project, and it was put out for bid, and the group that got it won it fair and square by all accounts. And let's say they were this type of governing where they call up the guy, they demolish the place, and they call up the people, their contractor, and say, okay, let's lay some concrete. And the contractor say, the GC says, looks over everything, and he looks and he's like, hey, where's the permit? Where's the permit? What permit? You did not get a permit? You didn't pull permits? You didn't go down city of Tampa. Jane Castle was just there at the groundbreaking. You didn't go down there. Shout out to my man, all the people in permitting. Shout out to to all the people in the city of Tampa. In fact, if you're in the city of Tampa, you're in part of the chat. Hey, listen, put a 1 there so I know you're there. Shout out to you guys. You mean that you didn't go down to permitting, man? Ron, you mean you didn't go down to permitting and you didn't pull permits for this? Well, you know, you can't run your business like that. Everyone knows that it takes months, if not longer, to pull out, multi-months to pull permits for a project like that, to go through permitting, to go through, make sure everything, your designs are looked at, make sure everything is done. That is a $300 million project. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. These governing people, they govern our lives, and those projects are significantly more than 300 million, 300 billion, a couple of trillion. They govern the GDP of the United States, and they wait till the last second to do stuff. That's horrible. I don't care what party is in power. That is horrible. That is piss poor. Well, let's hope it doesn't happen this way. Let's hope that these guys can play together. Let's hope that they have an agenda, and that agenda is in part, you want to push. Hey, listen, you have gotten elected under your agenda, and so in a way, you want to advocate for that, not for that agenda. Nothing wrong with that. No, nothing's wrong with that. But now, not only is you're advocating for your stuff, but then also the nation at large. Protect and serve. United States. And you can't run the country on last minute, not want to work with the other party. That's asinine. So let's pull up and let's hope that Kevin McCarthy, the new oncoming Speaker of the House, he just got elected. But let's see what he said 2 months ago. Okay, let's get this guy on up. Now let me set the stage. This is an interview that he did with Fox News. Now, I like to pull up Fox News because, you always hear where, they took something out of context and, I didn't really say that and all this other stuff. So they can't say that with their boy. They can't say that with Fox News. You talking about a softball interview? You're talking to your peeps. So you can't, oh, I didn't, they took it out of context. No, you got no excuses. So let's see what he said a couple of months ago in his interview. Roll the tape.
Is presenting some warning signs for the GOP, some say, because 56% of voters say Republicans haven't made a strong enough case for support in the November midterms. And among independents, it's 57%. But joining me now is the man who will likely be the Speaker of the House should Republicans win this November, House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy. He's unveiling the GOP's 4-part commitment to America on September 23rd. Is it
23rd? It is, yes.
All right. So that Trafalgar
4-part commitment. Okay, this is what they're saying publicly. All right, let's see. Let's see what's so important to these guys. You only got 4 points. 4. You got 4 things you want to do. Wait, what? 4. So let's see what they are.
Poll, people want to hear more than Biden bad, country going down the tubes. What are they going to hear? In keeping in mind what we just talked about with these schools.
Exactly. The people want to know what you're for. We know what the Democrats have done to us: inflation, crime, going into our schools, a government
let's get with
that's
the
not
bash.
accountable and a borders that's not secure. So what we'll do on the 23rd, and how we got here for the last year and a half, all of our members have been working in task forces to build the policy. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a economy that is strong. So that means going after inflation, stopping inflation.
How are you going to do it? That's a nice headline, but how are you going to do it?
That's great. Well, the first thing you got to do is you got to stop the runaway spending that caused it. You watch that $2 trillion.
Defund organizations, agencies.
You're going to defund the 87,000 IRS agents. You're going to make America energy independent to start with.
Go back to the policies that worked 2.5 years ago?
Exactly. And we want to restore America where they're stronger. We want to bring everyone together again. And then the other thing we're going to do, we want a community that's safe. We're going to not defund the police. We're going to add 200,000 new police officers. But the other thing that's happening here is these prosecutors that won't uphold the law. We're going to take a page out of Reagan, where when he raised the age to 21, we supply billions of dollars in cop grants. We're going to put a score to every prosecutor in the nation, give a transparency of what they're upholding or not. And they've got to reach a score if they want to have the cop grants. I think their policies will change, just as we're able to.
Isn't it time to defund and push to defund large parts of the federal government that are actually working against?
All right. We're going to stop spending. Okay. Well, how are you going to do that? Well, we're going to add more police officers. I'm good on adding police officers. I'm good with that. But didn't you say you want to slow down or stop spending and reduce inflation? Well, how are you going to pay for the police officers? They're bad. We're gonna stop the defund. We're gonna add police. Okay. All right. We're gonna reduce inflation. Okay. Well, what are your steps to reduce inflation? Let's go back here. Did they say anything about? Did I miss it? Did they say how they're gonna reduce inflation? One more time.
Agencies.
You're going to defund the 87,000 IRS agents. You're going to make America energy.
Well, defunding the IRS agents is not going to. I don't. I'm missing something, guys. Let's run this. Let's run this again. Maybe I'm missing something. Let's run this one more time.
People want to know what you're for. We know what the Democrats.
We want to know what you're for.
Inflation, crime, going into our schools, a government that's not held accountable, and a border that's not secure. So what we'll do on the 23rd.
Okay, so that's their talking points. You got it. You know, everybody got to have their talking points, and that's all right. So let's actually talk policy.
And how we got here for the last year and a half. All of our members have been working in task forces to build the policy. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a economy that is strong. So that means
talking point. Okay, so here's the talking point. You hear that? Okay, so that'll let us know if it's fluff or it's actually going to be something of substance. Let's go.
Going after inflation, stopping inflation.
How are you going to do it? That's a nice headline, but how are you going to do it?
That's great. Well, the first thing you got to do is you got to stop the runaway spending that caused it. You watch that $2 trillion.
Defund organizations, agencies.
You're going to defund the 87,000 IRS agents. You're going to make America energy independent to start.
Defund IRS agents. Is that code for I don't know, letting people exploit the tax loophole? Let's continue on. Randy, let me know when you're ready, girl. Shout out to Dr. Neely. Dr. Neely, we're going to get you up here.
Start with.
Go back to the policies that worked 2.5 years ago?
Exactly. And we want to restore America where they're stronger. We want to bring everyone together again. And then the other thing we're going to do, we want a community that's safe. We're going to not defund the police. We're going to add 200,000 new police officers. But the other thing that's happening here is these prosecutors that won't uphold.
Okay, guys. So the topic was, in fact, let me put the topic back up here. Reduce inflation. There you go, guys. I'm not sure how, and defunding, I mean, adding more police, make everyone be safe. That's, you know, hey, we want that. We want safe streets. We absolutely, as a business owner, when you are in a business, and let's say like you have a store shop, there's a corner store or a whatnot shop, or let's say you sell clothing or some type of service. On the corner, you want your clients to get to you safely. You want your clients to purchase what they're going to purchase and go home safe. That is true. Everybody wants to be safe, but I'm not sure how that reduces inflation. To be fair, I guess if people is buying stuff, I'm stretching here, but if the economy is buying and you don't have, let's say we don't have a supplies change issue, let's say no one's gouging and hey, look, and I'm trying. Let's continue on.
The law. We're going to take a page out of Reagan, where when he raised the age to 21, we supply billions of dollars in COP grants. We're going to put a score to every prosecutor in the nation. Give a
So I'm not sure how COP grants is going to did he move on? Are we still talking about inflation? Did I miss something?
Transparency of what they're upholding or not. And they've got to reach a score if they want to have the COP grants. I think their policies will change just as we're able to.
Isn't it time to defund and push to defund large parts of the federal government that are actually working against the interests of the American people? The EPA, the DOJ, if it's turning parents who care about that curriculum that you just listened to, curricula all across the country. The education department, I used to work there during Reagan, believe it or not, I'm really dating myself. The education department must be defunded in large part. Reagan wanted to get rid of it. What happened to that? We shouldn't even have an education department at this point.
You're exactly where we're going. The other thing, you want to build a future based upon freedom. And the one thing we learned in Virginia, so we have a Parents' Bill of Rights.
Fear-mongering.
So what we're finding is someone has to do research and get lucky to find out what is happening in these kids' schools. That should not be the case.
No way.
Every parent should be sent what's ever being taught in their kid's school. They don't have to go to a website to see it. They should be able to send to them, and they know it. What we're also going to do is hold this government accountable. Why did the DOJ go after parents when they started going to school board meetings to stop critical race theory? Because the unions would not have it. We're going to oversee the DOJ.
This is a smorgasbord of talking points. I don't. Let's continue on. We went from I'm going to reduce inflation, which is solid. We want to reduce inflation. I think that we had a show last month or earlier this month where Fed chair got up there and said, hey, listen, we want to reduce inflation by 2% to 2%. And this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. That's how you govern, guys. I want to do this. This is my goal. And these are the steps that will get us there. Not, I want to do this and then word salad. Here we go.
DOJ go after, why did this even start from the
Will you go back to remain in Mexico policy? Trump's policy that
securing
actually
our
worked?
border, remain in Mexico, no more catch and release. What's happening at the border? And I want to tell you a story that happened in my hometown just last week. A 13-year-old brought 150 pills of fentanyl disguised as something else. A counselor found, this is in junior high, a counselor finds it. As the police officer is going there, they have to call a paramedic because the counselor didn't. All
right, guys, I got to take this reduce inflation down because I don't know where he is. Maybe I missed the other couple of points. Make us safer would be another point, maybe. Okay. I'm trying. I'm trying to be fair. Okay, so let's say point 2 was safety. Make us safe. All right, guys. If you're in the chat and you saw if he gave any points on how he was going to reduce inflation, besides defunding or adding more cops and reducing the IRS, put in the chat. Help me out. Maybe I'm missing something, guys. But put in the chat what you heard. Let's continue on. Okay, so I'm going to put up here. Safety. Make us more safe. And all right, so let's say that's point number 2.
Take a pill, but he started to OD because what absorbing. 300 kids a day are being poisoned and
Well,
killed.
China's
by
launching
fentanyl.
a drug war on the United States. This is a drug war that's being launched
Exactly.
through Mexico, waged by China to kill 100,000 Americans
Wait
a
till I
year.
tell you what we're going to do next. But this is like an airplane full commercial crashing every day. Why wouldn't this be a crisis? If a plane crashed every day in America, we'd do something.
Are we bringing supply chains home from China? China decoupling, I've been talking about it for 20 years.
That's
You and
exactly
I went
what
around on this, I think, many times.
We're
over the
bringing
years.
the supply chain back. But let me tell you something else. If I'm fortunate enough to be speaker, I'm going to create a China committee. We are going to look at
Committee?
Up,
What's
we're
that
going to
gonna
add
do?
more
Just bring the
committees.
supply
That,
chains on.
Well, we're
that's
going to
going
bring
to
the
help
supply
us.
chain back.
Add more committees. Is that one of his points? Add more legislation. Okay, that's going to help us. Let's continue on. Let me add that to us.
But you have to look at every single industry that they have a corner. They control 90% of all the critical minerals, but they also control 95% of all the critical mineral processing. Why are we being so beholden to China? Why don't we bring that back to America?
Should they be able to buy farmland in the United States near
No,
military bases?
that's
They
part
are
of what the
today.
committee will do.
I don't, when I hear committee, my head blows off, but I get what you're saying. Now,
That's how you pass legislation. That's how you stop it.
God, the details are important, Congressman. All right, Nancy Pelosi discussed Democrats' prospects today, Congressman. I want you to watch what she said.
How many times have I told you over the past year and a half plus that the Democrats would hold the House, despite some of the so-called conventional, so-called wisdom?
But lost, and we beat 50. That they're going to pick up seats.
Ready when she took power, took that gavel.
Yeah. You know what she said last cycle too? That they're going to pick up seats. All the pollsters said we'd lose 15. It was the first time since 1994. Not one Republican incumbent lost, and we beat 15 Democrats. We elected the most Republican women at any time in the history. We are going to win the majority, but it's not for the sake of the Republican Party. It's for restoring America. We have a plan for a new direction. They have no plan.
But we saw what worked. We had real median income rising under Trump.
Don't you miss the days when the market was high and inflation and gas prices were low? It's the opposite. It's exactly what they have done. They opened our border. They brought inflation with runaway spending. You watch what they've done to our schools. There's no one being held accountable. You've got looking to
All right, so it was more their bashing, not really what we're doing is what they're doing is so bad. And hey, I get it. You got to win. You got to win to legislate. And to win, sometimes you have to point out what you are going to do and what they are currently doing bad, because you need to replace them. So, okay. It's 2 months out when he did this particular interview. He's in campaign mode. He's going to announce the formal agenda a month from now. So he's putting out teasers. Let's give him a break. Let's say that he accomplished what he said he was going to do. Let's say that he got out there and he was doing the campaign and advocating for his party. Okay, I got it. All right. And I'm going to be liberal when I say that here are the 4 points, at least from what I got from his speech, that he was willing to do, and he's going to refine these 4 points next month. Okay. All right, let's go point number 1. Stop spending. Okay, so we want to reduce the spending in the government. Got it. And how are we going to redo it? We're going to fire IRS agents. I didn't get much more than that. In the chat, hey, listen, if you got more, if I missed something, hey, let me know. Let me know. But that's what I got out of that. Okay. Add more police officers. You know, okay. Add more police officers. I somehow that's okay. All right. Inflation, reduce okay. All right, reduce inflation. And you know what? Here we go. Stop spending. Okay. All right. All right. And more cops. We want to be safer. I get that. Okay. Make us more safe. That's I agree. I agree. I agree. I agree. But this, add more legislation. How's that going to help your pocketbook? You know, you're a single mom, and let's say you have a kid or two, and you know you're making it. You know, you're making it. You're middle class. You are going to the grocery store, and yeah, inflation is important. You know, you got to buy that stuff. You got to buy the cereal. You got to buy your Frosted Flakes. You got to buy your milk. You got to buy a brother a steak. Oh, am I talking about me? No. Oh, you got to buy stuff. Okay, I get it. Inflation is important. You want to make it to the grocery store. Let's say your grocery store is down the corner, around the block. You know, you're not walking. You hopped in your car and you're going around the corner. You got to get to the grocery store, and you want to be safe. Okay. I get it. Now, to be safe, one way is to add more police officers. Okay, I get that. And you're buying that bread, you're buying your cereal, you're buying you're buying a steak. You're not cooking for me, but you're buying a steak. Let's say it's Thanksgiving coming up. You're buying that turkey. You got to buy the stuffing. I hate stuffing, but you got to buy the. I ain't gonna tell you my secret ingredients, but you got to buy the stuff. Okay. I like Cajun turkey, so I have my Cajun. I have my spices, all this stuff. I put in the house. I'm buying all this stuff, and overall, you want it to be economical because you got to feed your family, and maybe you're gonna go to your extended family house. Maybe there's 15 of them. You guys gonna sit there. You're gonna eat Thanksgiving dinner, and you're gonna enjoy your dinner. Okay, I got it. So inflation. Okay, you want the cost of those goods to be low. You want to get there safe. And a contributory factor of getting everything, reducing inflation is government spending. So you want to try to figure that, reduce that. And I'm not sure if firing IRS agents will get there, but I'm going to say, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he knows more than I do. Maybe he knows that at 450, 450,000. I'm not sure what amount, but let's say the bunch of IRS agents that he want to fire somehow will reduce inflation from 5% to 2%. Okay. I don't see it, but okay. Now, more legislation? You mean that somehow by investigating stuff, it's going to reduce my Publix bill? Somehow it's going to make that turkey that I want to buy for Thanksgiving cheaper. I don't get it. I don't know it. I don't get it. My girl Randy said invest how the police are funded. Okay, well, that may be true. But I'm giving them the benefit. I'm trying my best, Randy. I'm trying my best, Randy. I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt. Again, he's a couple of months out. Okay. Let's see what he said just last month. Old boy was at a campaign event. And this was in Philadelphia. And, maybe he shouldn't have went there because I think I'm going to have to look up the record, but I think the brother lost that he was campaigning for. So, I think that's one of the seats that we're picking up. Now, this is the campaign event that he was at. Let me add this to the stream. And we're gonna do this. Now, what I wanted to make the comment I want you guys to look at is that his 4-point agenda is a month refined, rehearsed. He's ready to unveil this 4-point agenda now. Okay, let's hear what he has to say.
Everybody for coming here to Southwestern Pennsylvania. I'm just so proud that we're rolling this out right here in my district. I'm Guy Reschenfeld. I represent PA 14 right here in Southwestern Pennsylvania. In the audience now. Advanced technology.
Now
with digital
this is where he thanks the sponsor of the event, and you should. And this is a businessman that owns this company. Shout out to him. Hey, listen, you're a businessman, you own a company, is probably fairly large. Shout out. You're doing what we need to do. You are employing people. I don't care what political spectrum you are, whether you're a Republican or Democrat, you want to employ people. You want to add to the tax base. You want to give a person a dignity of a solid job at a working wage. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you. Hey, I don't have a problem with you you promoting your company and putting on an event. No problem at all. Shout out to you. So let's get past this and go to where McCarthy is. And he's promoting himself again. Okay, this is political season. They're 1 month out. You should be promoting yourself. That's what you should be doing. Now, what you should be doing is saying, hey, listen, this is what I'm for. I'm against this, but I'm for this. Not I'm against this, and I'm against this, and I'm against that too. And by the way, I'm against this. No, I'm against this, but I'm for this. That's the way you do it. All right. So McCarthy gets up. McCarthy comes up, and he's just going to do his speech. Let's see what he's saying.
First of all, thank you. Do you not believe America is exceptional?
Yes.
I want to thank Ray and the whole DMI team and family. Thank you for letting us come in. Thank you for what you do. Wake up every single morning to go to work.
Yes.
Ray didn't tell you this is a 24-hour job. They're working this shift each and every day. That's what the people dream about in America. To all the members back here, and what we're going to roll out today is a commitment to America in Washington. Not Washington, D.C., but Washington County, Pennsylvania.
All right, guys, let's talk about the technique, because there's a technique for these speeches, and you want to thank the host, you want to thank the sponsors, you want to make a connection to where you are, and this is what he's doing now. Ain't no shame in that. You should be doing that. So let's give him that. Okay, let's see what else he has.
You want to know why? Because it's about you. It's not about us.
Making that connection.
We've spent the last year and a half, all the Republican members in conference, going throughout the country listening to the challenges, fighting what the Democrats have been doing. And we want to roll it out to you, to the entire country, to know exactly what we will do if you would trust us and give us the ability to take a new direction for this country. What the commitment is a plan for a new direction. You know, I've watched this one party control. And as we went.
All right, plan for the new direction. Let me put myself back up here. Plan for the new direction. So finally, we're going to get some meat. We're getting some meat on that bone. They went all over. You know, I didn't see them in Tampa, but hey, I would have listened. They would say, hey, David, what do we need to do? I think you need to stop bashing the other people and start legislating. That's what you need to do. But no. Now I want you to listen in what he says. We spent all summer. We listened to you. But first I got to bash them. I got to bash them first. Before I say what we're going to do, we're going to make sure we bash them first. Let's hear the bashing.
Went across this country listening. We heard the same thing. Kitchen table, the dining room table, the inside the factory. Can I afford it? Can I afford to fill up my tank?
Yeah. Well, I got a Tesla, so I'm not worrying about filling up the tank. But where's my turkey? Can I afford my doggone turkey? Yeah. What? Where's my turkey? All right, let's go.
Can I afford the food, the milk?
Now, there's my turkey.
Can I find baby formula?
No babies.
You know, I ask everybody across this country, could you afford to give up 1 month of your wages? 1 month of your wages. The sad part is these Democratic policies.
All right, so that's I'm feeling your pain. I'm empathizing. I'm a millionaire, but I the baby formula. I get it. I get it. But I got to bash the other side. First.
Policies has already taken 1 month of your wages. So now the struggle that you have is you're living through 12 months with only 11 months pay now because inflation is so high. We warned the Democrats not to do that, American.
Okay, so he's hitting on the inflation topic. I'm going to put this back up. Now, remember, inflation was one of the first things that he talked about a month ago. So let's see what he's going to say. Hopefully, he's going to say something about inflation. Let's go.
Rescue plan, but it wasn't just us warning them. Larry Summers, a Secretary of Treasury Democrat, told him, don't do it, you bring inflation. Steve Ratner, a Democrat advisor to Obama, calls it the original sin of inflation. And then we watch what they did to our communities.
All right, stating the problem. Okay, so I get it. I'm going to give him that one. When he's stating he's stating the problem. I haven't heard a solution yet. Have you guys heard a solution yet? I haven't heard a solution yet. But let's continue on.
Defunding of the police. We got crime problems from Portland to Philadelphia. With DAs and
wait, he moved to defunding the police. Well, what about inflation? What about it? What they're going to do about inflation? What's your solution with inflation? I didn't hear I'm confused, guys. All right. So maybe he's going to talk about add more police officers now. He stated the problem with inflation. Yeah, okay, we're gonna reduce inflation. Okay, I was ready. I was, hey, I'm taking my notes. These boys gonna reduce inflation. I got my iPad here. They're gonna reduce inflation. I'm ready to. How are you gonna do it? How are you gonna do it? I'm okay with reducing inflation. Now he's adding more police officers. Let's continue on.
Prosecutors that look the other way. We've watched what's happened to our border, the millions of people who are just walking across. People on the terrorist watch list. But now we're watching it create
Terrorist watch. What? How did I get there?
Fentanyl, the #1 killer of Americans between the ages of 18 and 45. That poison starts in China and comes across our border.
I thought it was diabetes, but
Americans every day.
Okay.
It's like an airliner crashing each day.
Okay.
If that happened 3 days in this country, we'd say it's a crisis and we'd change it. But the White House tells us it's secure. Then we watched a Washington that uses their political power to go after people for their own political beliefs. We watch children get a lost learning left behind.
All right, guys, we're gonna continue. We're gonna, hey, we're gonna continue. We're gonna listen to them, but I want to hear some solutions. You're a month out. You're ready to govern. You have worked on this. You've listened to all these people saying all of the problems, and you've able to state the problem. Yeah, they did it. No matter what party it is, the other party did it. Yeah, they did it. Is it sunny? It's sunny, but they did it. Is it raining? Yep. They caused the rain. They did it. Okay, we got that. They did it. What's your solution? What's your solution? Give me a solution. Or at least talk about something that I'm in that matters to me. You're trying to tell me that when you canvass the country to find out all these problems, the kitchen table, you went to the kitchen table and say, hey, ma'am, hey, I know Thanksgiving's happening. You gonna cook for a brother? No, they didn't say that. They didn't say you're gonna cook. They didn't say that. I do want you to cook for me, but they didn't say that. They said, hey, we got a lot of problems in the United States. We want to make the United States better. We want to make it great again. What's important to you?
Well, I'm glad you asked that. What's important to me is them drugs from China. China is important to me. That's important. Not my schools. Not the turkey that I gotta cook. Shout out to David. I got your turkey. What's important to me? What's really important to me is them China drugs. I don't believe that happened.
I just don't believe it happened. I can't think of anyone that if you're sitting at the kitchen table, they're gonna say, you know what, them China drugs, that's the #1 thing that's important to me. Nah, that didn't happen. That did not happen. Let's continue on.
That's what happened with the Democrats, because they control Washington. They control the House, the Senate, the White House. They control the committees. They control the agencies. It's their plan, but they have no plan to fix all the problems they created.
All right, what's your plan? What's your plan?
We've created a commitment to America.
Oh, wait. He got a prop, y'all. He's got a prop. Finally, we're gonna hear some solutions. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready to hear it.
We're going to talk about it today. We want an economy that is strong. That means you can fill up your tank. You can buy the groceries. You have enough money left over to go to Disneyland and save for a future. That the paychecks grow, they no longer shrink.
Okay. Didn't you just say that when you first got out of the seat? Didn't you just say that before you pulled up the prop? You pulled up the prop. You pulled up the prop. You pulled out the prop. You're supposed to be talking about solutions. Solutions. Not restating the problem. You pulled up the prop. And you talked about the same thing again.
We have a plan for a nation that's safe. That means your community will be protected. Your law enforcement will be respected. Your criminals will be prosecuted. We believe in a future that's built on freedom. That your children come first. They're taught to dream big. And we believe in a check and balance, that government should be accountable. No longer special interest. We should work for you, not the other way around like it is today.
Yeah. I agree to all of that. I agree. Now, how are you going to do it? I agree. You know, I think that you should be able to get up and go to a job that you enjoy and make a living wage. Inflation should be 1.5%. Interest rate should be free. Okay, I'm a realtor. I'm a realtor guy. I'm a broker. I sell real estate. I sell investments. I made my money through real estate. Yeah, I want them rates to be 0. Ain't gonna happen, but hey, I want it. So I want the rates to be reasonable. Yeah. I want those things. What else you say? I want to be safe. I want to be, when I get to my Tesla, no one's around. I don't want to be bopped on the side of the head and someone beating down the brother. I don't want that. I don't want none of that. Okay. How you going to do it? How are you going to do it? That's what I want to hear. Let's continue on. Maybe I didn't get far enough along. Maybe, you pulled out the prop. You pulled out the prop. I was ready. You pulled out the prop. That's all I got to say. You pulled out the prop.
We walked through this facility. As we toured this country, too long, China has too much control of our supply chain. We're going to bring that back to America. So if you're like everybody else we hear, whether you can afford it, whether you feel safe, the challenge of your children.
All right, guys, here's what I'm going to do, because he's kind of rambling. I'm going to put up the how. What I'm going to do, I'm going to add that. And every time that he says how he's going to do it, I'm going to take the how down. I'm going to take it down. Because he gave us a how. He's been giving us what and who's responsible, and what the problem is. He's gave us a lot of who's and what's. I want to hear some hows. You pull out the prop. What? My prop. You pulled out the prop. I want to know how. Let's continue on.
Getting lost behind, or a government that's run amok. Who has a plan to change that course? We do. The Democrats have no plan for the problem they created.
What's your plan?
Do you trust us? Hold us accountable. We're putting it out to the entire country. This is what we'll do. But on that very first day that we're sworn in, you'll see that it all changes. Because on our very first bill, we're going to repeal 87,000 IRS agents.
Okay, fire the IRS agents. And that's going to do what? What would that accomplish? It will reduce. Okay, let's talk about that. In the chat, look, I want to be fair. I want to be fair. I want to be fair. So that's one of their major talking points. Fire the IRS agents. Okay. How is that? Here's your scenario. How is that going to affect the average mom? That mom that he described, that wants to fill up their car with gas, the cheap gas, and they want to go and get the milk, and you want to get the turkey for Thanksgiving. And so I want to know that mom that's making $60,000, $65,000 a year. Someone tells me how will that affect her. Put it in the chat. Come on up. Someone tell me how that's going to affect her. Let's continue on. Got a lot of applause. It's a talking point. It's a talking point. Okay. 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 It'll help me. I should be cheering. It's going to help a brother. It may not help someone the mom. It's not going to help the mom. If I can help the mom buy my turkey, cook it for a brother.
Our job is to work for you, not go after you. Our job is to make America stronger. We believe America is more than a country. America's an idea. We can secure our border. We could become.
This is just me, guys. I'm ex-military. I actually served my country. Does it bother you when people who have never been in the military talking this stuff? Does it bother you? Well, I don't know this man. Maybe he did serve. I'm gonna have to look up his record. That bothers me. Now let's continue on.
Become energy independent, where your price of gas is lower. We can build an education system that has a parent's bill.
Energy independent. Good thing. Good thing. How? Energy independent. Good thing. How? Don't know.
Rights, that you have a say in your kids' education. And we could be a check and balance on the reign in this government that's going after the individuals. If you believe like us, join with us. Because this job won't be easy. We'll get it through the House. We need your help to get it all the way to his desk. You know, the president last night already attacked me in this plan.
Okay. So he pulled out the prop and he's talked about his 4-point plan. I missed the 4 points. I did get inflation. I did get that. And then now he's bashing the other side. Okay, again, he's in campaign mode, but I try to be fair, guys. I try to be fair. But I want to talk about some of the things that are important to us. I want to talk about some of the things that may be in jeopardy because he didn't say what he was going to do. Now, in another interview, he said how he's going after. Well, he said in the last interview that there's going to be more legislation and more committees. And one of the committees that he mentioned was Hunter Biden. And I'm not sure how that affects how the son of the president 8 years ago or whatever time that was, how that is going to buy my turkey. I want my turkey. How is that going to have Ann? I'm just saying this Ann. I don't know an Ann that's going to be cooking me turkey. I know Anns. I know some Anns. But I don't know no Ann's gonna be cooking a brother turkey. So let's say it's Ann. How Ann is gonna cook my turkey? How Ann is gonna go to the store, buy my turkey, and cook it? Make sure you use extra seasoning, but cook my turkey. I want to talk about things that are like that. Now, we have some of the initiatives that we're doing is, and some of the things that he mentioned is clean energy, renewable energy, us not being energy dependent. Now, that's something that is worth talking about. I agree. I think that most people would agree that clean energy is important. Now, how do we get to that? Well, one of the ways that we can get to clean energy is solar and renewable energy. And I think that that's pretty important. Now, I just dropped a link in our chat bar, and we have a couple of people in the chat bar that I know are working on initiatives for solar energy, for ways that we can use solar, clean energy, electronic vehicles in our community. I want to talk about things like that. So if you're still in the chat, go ahead and click on the link, guys, and come on up. Let's talk about some clean solar energy. Let's talk about jobs. He didn't say anything about jobs. Well, more cops. Let's talk about jobs. We need jobs in our community. We don't need no investigations about someone's son 6 years ago or 7 years ago, or that may or may not have happened. Now, I don't even know this guy. I know good people that's on the corner begging. I know the people that I pass coming to work with their hand out wanting money. Let's get them jobs. Let's get them solar energy jobs. Let's get them clean. Let's get them construction jobs. What about jobs? It's a chain, guys. It's a chain. You give someone a job. Now they have income. When you give them the job, they're paying taxes because the employer takes out their taxes. So you're adding to the tax base. So you give them jobs, you're adding to the tax base. Now they have stuff that they can do. They can buy. Well, hopefully they're not buying any substance or something that will abuse themselves. But let's say a portion of that goes there, but still a larger portion will buy groceries, healthcare, maybe some type of, personal care, personal hygiene. Maybe they would go to the store and buy my turkey. And all right, so that's just a joke, guys. But maybe they would use that money, put it back into the economy, and then now that business owner would take that money and grow their business. So the business owner has the money and he's looking to grow his business. Okay. So we've helped one person. We've helped that guy on the corner. Let's say this guy on the corner is Ralph. I don't know Ralph. So we helped Ralph. We helped Ralph out. We helped Uncle Sam because Uncle Sam, part of that money went to the tax base. So Uncle Sam happy. He got his. Hey, I got mine. I got my whatever percentage it is. Awesome. We help the local economy because they're going to get theirs. City of Tampa going to get theirs. The schools are going to get theirs. Everybody's going to get theirs. What's left, he's now able to spend on himself. He's paid his taxes. That was already deducted out in most cases. And then now Ralph is able to spend some money on himself. So he's going to buy hygiene. He's going to buy some clothes. He's going to try to look fly. He's going to get his hair cut. Maybe grow the beard. Try to, hey. Try to get some honeys maybe. Or maybe see his kids. Maybe now he's able to pay child support. But before he do all of that, he has to buy stuff. So he goes to the local grocery store and he's buying stuff. Okay, so that's 3 people so far. We got Ralph, Uncle Sam. We have the facts 4, local economy, the local government, city of Tampa. And then now he's at the grocery store, he's buying stuff. Okay, awesome. Bought some clothes. He's buying stuff. Bought some food. He's happy. His self-esteem. No one giving him a handout. He's actually producing. He's producing. That's what we want to do. I think that when you're constantly getting handouts and stuff, I don't know, guys. Now he goes see his baby mamas or go out with his girl. Now he has a little money to take his people, maybe his family, his friends, significant other. They're going out, they're enjoying themselves. Store clerk gets out there. He says, "Hey, Ralph, here's some clothes. Thank you for the money. And now I can grow my business. I can hire somebody. Store clerk grows. He was at 2 employees, and now he can employ another employee. Maybe that employee starts off half-time, part-time, but now that part-timer, now he's full-time because all these extra new businesses he's growing. His business has grown. His business has grown 30% in a quarter. And now he's able to hire somebody. But it doesn't stop there. Ralph takes his girls out. He pays his baby mom, pays alimony, pays child support, and he's starting to be part of a citizen. He's starting to be a part of that American dream. It continues. Now, a year from now, he got his credit together. He's off the streets. He's ready to buy a house. Now he's ready to talk to me. Now he's ready to say, "Hey, listen, David, look, I know you can help me. I know you can help me buy this house, man. I'm ready." Let me tell you a story. There was this one brother. I'm not going to say no names, but I'm super proud of this brother. Super proud. Three years ago, this brother came to me and said, "David, look, I want to buy a house. Me and my girl, my son, we've been renting forever. And I want to buy, I want that stability. I want to buy a house." I said, "Okay." And we kind of looked at him. He wasn't ready. He was nowhere near ready. So I had him talk to one of my mortgage friends. My shout out to Gilbert. Shout out to Gilbert Bennett with My Easy Mortgage. I sent him over there to Gilbert. I said, "Gilbert, this brother, cool brother, good brother, trying to do the right thing, got a little bumps in his past, but he's want to buy a house." Gilbert said, "Yeah, okay, I got you." So he worked with that brother for 2+ years. 2+ years. Earlier this year, he came back. The brother said, "Hey, listen, David, I'm done with the program. I've got my credit up. I got some money in the bank. I've been saving. Me and my girl, we've been saving. We've been saving for 2 years. Now we're ready. We're ready to buy that house. We're ready for the American dream." So we went all over Tampa. This was when the market was high. It was not really a buyer's market. It wasn't a seller's market, but it wasn't. It was the interest rates was low, but the home prices were a little outside of where they should be. But this guy was pursuing his American dream. So he was determined. Now, we found a home. We were successful with our bid. We went through all of the process. Then right at the end, he bought it. That's right. He bought that house. And you know what? At closing, it was an emotional event for all of us, because I know how hard that brother worked to get that home. It's more than a home, guys. It is your part of the American dream. It is providing for your family. It is helping the economy. It is for many of us coming out of the shadows and being part of the American economy. It is tax breaks. It is building equity. It is your family. You know that the equity of the house, he had a baby, a boy, maybe in early teens, maybe 12, 13. That home, that equity is now his education. It could be his education fund. So when these people come out there and they say, they break out the prop and they say, "Hey, listen, it's all their fault," without giving solutions. This is what we want to do. And then it's all this pie in the sky stuff without giving solutions. It's all their fault, the other party. Whatever party it is, both parties does it. Both parties does it. It's the other guy's fault. They did it. We're going to fix it, but gives no how. No how. That's not the American dream. I want to know if you are part of the governing body, part of Congress, the president. I want to know how you're going to fix it. We know the problem. Fix it. I don't want to hear, we don't want to hear that. I want my turkey. Randy, you going to cook my turkey? I want my turkey. I want my turkey on Thanksgiving. I want you to fix the problem. I want you to tell me how you're going to fix it. Don't get up there and pander. Don't get up there and say, "Hey, listen, these are all these solutions. I'm going to reduce inflation. I'm going to reduce inflation to 2%," and give no way of how you're going to reduce the inflation. You pulled out your talking points. I was ready. I was like, well, okay, we get down. We gonna do it now. You pulled out your talking points. You didn't give me any meat. You gave me no meat. You gave me no meat on that bone. None. So here's what I want to say. And this is for both parties. It's your responsibility to get Randy off the corner. It's your responsibility to put in policies and procedures to get Randy off the corner. Because that charge starts a chain reaction, and that chain reaction is that's what make America great. Incarcerating people doesn't make America great. Again, how is that making America great? Employing people, providing medical care, providing good education. All that kind of comes from employing. Employ people. You're adding to the tax base. You're adding to the schools. When you pay the ad valorem tax, that pays for that. You're paving roads. It's all start with employment. Now, I get it. Let's say there's some things you have to do to employ people. Well, you got to educate them. You got to make sure they're off drugs. I get that. You got to make sure that they're safe. They can actually get to work. I get that. What about transportation? Republicans don't have anything to do with transportation and infrastructure. Transportation and infrastructure are two main employers. It takes a lot of people to build roads. Construction. Sometimes those projects are I've been in Tampa 22 years. They still building on I-4. They're still building. Someone could retire on that project. That's a joke. Almost. But someone could have retired on that project. Started when that person was interned with the company, and then by the time the project's done, he's ready to retire. That's how long those projects take. And that is a good, solid employment, job, career for nearly anyone. And you don't need, in most cases, you don't need an advanced degree to do it. What about those common sense approaches to job employment? Firing IRS agents how's that going to help Susie? How about having some jobs or a job bill? How about that? How about having a job bill? How about some party saying, "Hey, listen, I'm going to have an initiative. This initiative is something, one, that we need, and then two, we're going to hire a ton of people. We're going to hire a ton of people, and it's something that we need." Wouldn't that be good? Wouldn't both parties want that? We're gonna hire a bunch of people. We're gonna hire every Randy out there. We're gonna hire you. We're gonna clean you up. We're gonna train you. We're gonna put you to work. We're gonna take ours. We're gonna take ours. Uncle Sam, we're gonna take ours. We're gonna take ours, and we're gonna use that to build the roads. We're gonna use that to fund some things. We're gonna the municipality. We're gonna take ours. City of Tampa, they're gonna take theirs. But we're going to give you enough left to where now you can start paying your child support. You can, if you have, you can pay your baby mama. You can take people out on a date. You can go to a nice restaurant, treat him nice. Eventually, you can buy a house. Wouldn't that be something that everyone wants? Randy, you never made a turkey? Shout out to Randy. Randy, you haven't made a turkey? Here she go. Never made a turkey before. How do some oxtails sound? Well, well, that's a good solution, but you gotta get with the turkey. Shout out to substitute teacher. Substitute teacher, help Randy out. Send her recipes for that turkey. And don't you substitute all the good stuff. So you gotta get some bad stuff in there. Shout out to Randy. Never made a turkey. Come on now. Come on. Put that bad boy in there. Put it up there. You grease it up. You inject it with the Cajun seasoning. You put some salt, pepper on that bad boy. You preheat the oven. I think it's what, 250, 350, 350, somewhere around in there, 250, 350. Put it in that pan, and you put it in the oven for a couple hours. When it start browning, take the foil off. Let it cook another 30 minutes. Don't overcook it. Don't overcook. Don't burn it. You got your turkey. Invite a brother over. We eating. Now, if we can get the inflation down to 2%, we'll be eating. So you'll be having some extra money that you can buy brother some crab legs. I love crab legs. I can eat crab legs all day long. I'm famous for eating crab legs. You want me to come somewhere? You feed me crab legs. I'll be there. Hey, David, I want you to go to Dubai. I want to go to Dubai. They got crab legs there. I'm buying my ticket. But let's get back to Stan. Or Ralph, I'm sorry. And his job bill. Now, one of the things that the Republicans, one of the things they said is that clean energy. Remember the clean energy? Y'all remember him saying clean energy? Clean energy, we want to do clean energy. Renewable energy, clean energy, same thing to me. That's what he wants. And we know that clean energy leads to good jobs. We know that good jobs leads to you have to hire people to good jobs. And we know that now Ralph can work. He can work from that clean energy job. The Republicans want it. It's a good thing. Didn't Biden have a package for that? And the Republicans voted against it? So it's only a good idea if you and your party voted against come up with the clean energy bill. Come up with that solar energy bill. That's when it's a good idea. But if someone else, the other party, suggested the exact same thing, that maybe it's a little bit different. Everybody has a little slant on it, but it's something that you can work with. It's something that will help the majority of people in your district, in your area, in your state. But you're going to vote against it. That's disappointing. I don't care what party you're in. That's anti-business. So now let's see what happens. Let's see the concept. Let's run this a little bit forward. Now, Ralph cannot get his job. He's still on the corner. He gets sick from being on the corner. He's outside. He's in the elements. He gets sick. He goes to the emergency room. He's sucking our taxpayer dollars. We got to take care of him. We can't let him die. So now, instead of being an asset, now he's a deficit to us. Okay. He's not paying his baby mama, the alimony, because guess what? I'm sorry, not alimony. Shout out to the lead attorney. Thinking about you, brother. Lead attorney making that big bucks. Making that big bucks. He paying them taxes. Shout out, lead. Shout out, brother. But Ralph, let's say Ralph now, he is not paying anything. He's not paying back child support. He's living off of the government subsidies. food stamp and others, and we should have a safety net. No shame in that. But you see, he doesn't have a job. He doesn't have a job. It's very hard for him to be part of the community, to help the community out. You can forget about buying a house. You forget about paying the taxes associated with that. You forget about the ad valorem. You forget about all that stuff. All because you don't want to support a bill that you stated that you were supposed to support. That's both sides. This is not a political show. It's not a political show. This is a business show. This is I want to employ people show. This is a show where we want to get people to buy real estate. We want to get people to build generational wealth. We want to get people to take care of their families. So, sir, maybe instead of you pointing fingers at the other side, and I don't care if you're R or a D, maybe you should come up with a bill that employ people. Maybe you should do that. Let's try that. Let's try just coming up with a bill that employs someone's, and let's see how it works. Let's see if we can get Randy off the street. Not you, Randy. You gotta cook a brother some turkey. The only streets I want you on, Randy, is driving your car to Publix or wherever it is in California that is a local convenience store and get my turkey. I don't want no excuses for my turkey. Get the brother turkey. That's a joke. That's a joke. I do want my turkey though. But that's a joke. But we got to employ people. At some point, guys, we got to employ people. We got to stop pointing fingers at the other party, and we got to start thinking about good, sensible jobs that everyone can get behind and start employing people. And I think that clean energy is one of those. I'm going to have a whole show coming up talking about solar energy and projects that we in this community, I'm talking about the Black and brown community, take advantage of that. Now imagine, suppose you're there and there's something new that you know that everybody needed, that you know eventually is going to be super hot. The barrier for entry is lower than it would be once it start rolling. That's with any new project. And you can get employed. And then employment can lead to a career. It could also lead to you building generational wealth if you parlay that employment with investments. And now you can break that cycle for the rest of your family, of poverty for your family for the rest of your life and their life. Wouldn't it be something that's worth a try? Shouldn't you stop and think about doing that? So it's not just it's not just the political system. You have to change Randy. I got to stop calling you Randy. I'm going to call you George. George, you got to change your mindset. You got to be able to take advantage of the situation, brother. You got to get off that corner. Got to get off the corner, brother. Ain't nothing happening on the corner. Ain't nothing happening begging. You got to take advantage of these jobs. Shout out to our ex-incarcerated people. You know, we have a program here at my property management company where we're helping those guys. Shout out to Peanut Property Management. We're helping those guys. We just, in fact, just yesterday, we met with a program manager that has programs, have funds to help ex-incarcerated people be part of the American dream. And my company, Peanut Services Global, Peanut Property Management, is helping that. I'm happy. I'm proud for that. I'm happy with that. Where's the? I'm looking for the applause. There we go. There we go. I'm looking for that button because that gives them a shot. That gives them the shot at the American dream. And that's an ultimate win-win-win. I was talking to one of the pastors there. Shout out Pastor Dawson. So I'm talking to him today, and he's wanted to be part of some initiatives, the program, and do some stuff to help people out. That's what we need. We need that at the grassroots. We need to employ people. We need to give people a good chance. And we need legislators that support that. And guess what? Committee meetings going off after Hunter Biden is not going to do that. It's not. It's not going to help the ex-incarcerated. It's not going to help my tax base. It's not going to help George get off the corner. And it sure ain't going to help Randy get my turkey. So guys, look, that's what I want you guys to think about. I want you to think about when you hear these political speeches and when you hear coming up, they just won the House. The Senate is going to probably, they have a runoff in Georgia. I'm going to cover that. And they, it doesn't matter who wins that because the balance of the control of the Senate is set. The Democrats are at 50 right now, and Kamala Harris, the vice president, she sets the tiebreaker. So that part is set. Control of the House is set. Kevin McCarthy is going to have to talk to the Republican. The House is going to have to talk to the Senate to get anything done. Why don't we do this? Why don't we find one bill? Let's try it out. We're not asking for something big. We're not asking for a all-encompassing blah. One jobs bill. Or support the bill that's already passed. One solid bill that will get people working. Let's not worry about the blame. Let's not worry about the credit. Let's worry about doing the job. Get people working. Get people off the streets. Get George chance to get that honey. Let him pay that baby mama and let him take his girl out to dinner. How about that? Excuse me. How about that? How about let's starting there? How about some cooperation, civility in Congress? Let's start there. Let's see what happens. Stay grinding, everyone.